Hello, everybody, and welcome to Beyond Sports, where we BS about sports.
That's right. Still Chiefs championship off season.
That's right. We're still in the midst of the dynasty talk. I mean, the Chiefs 3 and 5 years. I mean, we're gonna go. I don't know.
It's gonna be brought up every time, but we won't start with it.
No. We'll talk about some rumors that are out there.
And see how you feel about these rumors. So a couple of wide receivers. We all know that the Chiefs need some wide receiver help.
Yeah, I mean,
no secrets. We would like to pick one up, maybe in free agency. Although it's not our biggest need during free agency. Well, the biggest thing we have to do, I would say, just in the offseason in general, is Chris Jones, Snead, find an LT, figure out left tackle.
I think the left tackle. I think we've talked about it. I don't think that I think it's in house or through the draft. I think those are the two avenues because I don't think about it. Like you pay right now, you're talking about the most expensive offensive line in football if you pay a left tackle, because then you're going to have to pay the interior of your line. You're already paying Taylor a buttload of money. Thuney isn't cheap, even though it's the last year probably for him.
You don't think you could slide Taylor over to the left and then maybe pick up a slightly cheaper option with your right tackle?
Or I think that like what we saw
maybe
with Wanya Morris, even this year in the few starts that he had, he wasn't that much different than what we saw from Donovan Smith throughout the whole season. We just won a Super Bowl with Donovan Smith. Why not go in with a Wanya Morris, or maybe you can draft and develop? I mean, that's just my thought.
Okay, you don't.
There are a couple of free agents that are a possibility. One is more likely than the other. The more likely one is Mekhi Becton.
That's a.
I know it's not exciting, but like when he's on the field, like he kicks ass. He's missed a lot of games.
Yeah,
but we probably wouldn't pay a lot of money for him.
But
the other one is Jesus. This camera, dude. Worse and worse. The other one is if Tyron Smith wants to take a league minimum.
I'm not for that. I think that it's past his time.
Yeah. It probably is.
Yeah.
I mean, one more go at it for a ring, old guy.
At that rate, I'd just rather. I know it probably is. My path is probably not the one they take, but I'm just like, just fucking go within. Like you,
I can't say that either of those options would be any more or less exciting than Donovan Smith.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm like,
yeah.
I
okay.
just think
if there's nothing there in the draft that's ready to start this year, where we're drafting,
this man,
not gonna get that, but so.
I don't know. I think I'd like to see us.
Morris, we're going to need one of those dudes.
I just think that you're paying a right tackle, left tackle money, so you're not going to pay a left tackle money. So I mean,
that's another discussion.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and like Sam did mention, I mean, maybe you do see Taylor slide. We have seen that regularly throughout the Chiefs' history. I mean, we saw it with Brandon Albert. He slid to the left.
They were going to play him at left tackle if you don't remember last season. They saw enough of that.
Yeah.
You're playing right tackle.
I mean, we also saw it in the last game against the Chargers for a handful of snaps and playing left tackle. So, yeah.
And it'd be nice to shore up our left tackle. That's what I'm saying. It's a pretty important position. I would, I just think that wide receiver is our fourth most important thing to do in the offseason.
I have it way higher than you do.
Let's give Jawan Taylor a season where he's not being unfairly scrutinized by the referees as well.
I think
because I don't mind Jawan Taylor.
More than everybody else, but he was committing a good portion of the penalties he was
I
going.
know, but when he wasn't committing penalties, he was
He was
doing
a
his job
fantastic
pretty well.
player when he wasn't. When he wasn't
He wasn't
committing
committing those
penalties, he was awesome. And I'm not
Let's clean him up a little
I'm
bit.
gonna argue that at all. He was not a guy who really held a
What?
lot, needed to hold a lot. So yeah,
Why? Okay. Maybe he moves over to left tackle and then we got to figure out our right tackle.
yeah, that one.
If we can't find anything better than Donovan Smith in the offseason, then let's do that.
Yeah, I'm
Hopefully.
just saying if you're having to pay a left tackle, you're saying goodbye to Freed or Trey.
All right, but and you still want to get your right tackle shirt up. So anyways, and then wide receiver.
I
Right.
think wide receiver is more important than the offensive line.
Okay.
That's
I
just my
think you at least got to figure out the offensive line first. Anyway, all right, let's go to the rumors of the wide receiver though. I'll go with Darnell Mooney.
no.
No, someone says no. Or Mike Evans.
Better.
Shiny.
Better.
A nice shiny Mike Evans, who's a little older, but not too old. He's only like 31 or 32, right? Like Mike
Dr.
Evans is not
Pepper
as old.
or Dr. Thunder.
What? Did I hear Dr. Thunder? What are you talking?
I'm just,
Okay. Not Darnell Mooney. Let's start with Darnell Mooney. Not a terrible number two option. We're expecting Rice to develop into a number one.
I would
So
probably almost be a 3.
Darnell Mooney be a 2. I think he could be. No?
I mean, but in our offense, who's really a 1, 2, or 3? What does that even mean?
Rice is going to develop into a 1. We all know this. Rice is ready to be that number 1 wide receiver.
I do agree with that.
Him and look, here's the thing. Yeah, remember the number 2 wide receiver is really the number 3 receiving target in our team.
At a
Because
certain
you got
point,
Travis Kelsey, you've got Rashee Rice, and then Darnell Mooney would be if he doesn't, want too much. Hey,
I
there
mean,
you go. And I think with how saturated the wide receiver market is this year, we could easily get him for a pretty good price.
it
You
has
know,
to be like
we might even pay less than like 10 mil a year.
practically the veteran minimum for me to be okay with it because that's like what he is.
All right,
He's-
fine. Okay. Sneaky, how do you feel?
He had
Darnell
400
Mooney?
yards receiving last year, Sam. He had 400 receiving yards.
That's better than our
We
number
also
2 wide
weren't really
receiver.
trying to throw the ball. Like
What?
it's a running offense the last 2 years.
But he is a 50%. He brings in about 50% of his targets. It was 31 receptions on 61 targets. Obviously, there's overthrows and stuff to be accounted for. I don't know.
This is Justin Fields.
One of the number one things is I can't trust what I see with offensive players in Chicago.
Exactly. PB, yeah, you gotta understand. He got 400 yards in Chicago.
But ever since
I'm not exactly advocating for Darnell Mooney. I'm just not like if our coaches thought it was the right move, I'd be in.
But ever since I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt on wide receivers. What?
Hey, Rashee Rice, Tyreek Hill, they've figured it out before. It's this
They've done it
is
before.
so
They brought in
okay.
good ones, but they've also brought in they've paid him MVS a good like $10
So
million.
Kadarius Tony and
Traded for
MVS,
him,
And
drafted Sky
that's the other
Moore,
part of it. It all really
Sky
depends.
Moore.
Cole Hardman. I
Okay,
don't care. He got
all I'm
game-winning
maybe
touchdown.
all I'm hearing are the names of the last 4 wide receivers to catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl for the Chiefs. That's what I'm hearing. All I'm hearing are names of, hey, here's all these guys that caught touchdowns for us in the Super Bowl. You know, Kadarius Tony and Sky Moore and MVS.
Don't want them back.
And
It's like I don't thank you for your contributions to the last 2 Super Bowls. Thank you so much for them. Goodbye.
Here's your ring. Goodbye.
Go as far from me as you can possibly get.
One thing about the conversation I do want to disagree with is, and man, I'm just going to start a fucking argument. Rashee Rice is not and is never going to be a number 1.
What? Isn't that going to be number 1?
No, it's just not his play style.
Whoa.
He's not
I think
fast.
he can.
He's not fast. Hey, stop. He's not fast enough to be a deep threat. He's not quick enough to be Like he's not, or he's not big enough to be like uh a short yardage or red zone guy. Like he's a slot number 2 guy.
Then in that case, don't bring in a
And that's
complimentary player.
fine. That's fine, man. Like that's not a dig on him. That's
Then
not
we
a,
don't need to
I
bring in a complimentary player for
I
him. We
don't
need to bring in like a Mike Evans and not. I know it's more money, and I
I
know
don't know, man. I think
I
you
did.
could have guys, like Rasheed Rice could be that dude. Like because you kind of have dudes who, like DeAndre Hopkins, who's like a get open type of dude and get some yak. Like I'm not saying he's going to be
DeAndre Hopkins is also fucking like he was gonna
DeAndre
jump over
Hopkins,
your ass.
but
Like in one hand, that motherfucker.
yeah, okay. I'm not saying he is that, but I'm saying you can have that play style and be a number one wide receiver. You don't have to have like a deep threat or even like a big body necessarily.
you can
You
be
can
that
be a
guy.
guy who can get open and get beyond the sticks. And maybe he's not like, you know, again, a deep threat and getting like putting up 100 yards every game, but he's might be a guy who will move the sticks for you. And I don't know. I think he could be 1,000 yard receiver easily, seeing as he almost did it last year with getting barely any playing time the first like 5 weeks or so. Like saying. And plus, again, we bring in whoever we bring in gonna be our third receiving target. So
But I mean, you also have to theoret. I mean, Kelsey's gonna start having his role reduced. You would think.
I mean, you're right, during the regular season, sure.
Logically
During the regular season,
in the regular season to keep him fresh for the
we
postseason.
are
I think
we
we're
are
about to see a new stage in Travis Kelsey's career. Where I think now it'll be more important than ever
to
to
keep him
elevate
fresh
that
for the
receiver.
playoffs.
You want to elevate that receiver room.
Have you seen
So we see
Kelsey's playoff stats? It's insane.
it's insane. It's absolutely insane. But I'm looking at it and I see you if a Darnell Mooney signing wouldn't be so bad if it was that and another big sign, another wide receiver being brought in. But even at that rate, I would probably
I don't
rather
think
just sign like a Mike Evans and draft
I
a
don't
receiver in round 2 or 3
I
again.
don't think I don't
Spider
know. I don't think we need to
got him
spend
valued at a 4-year, 41.9
we
contract.
need to we need to think about our cap space in
For
terms
just
of our defense.
about the same thing we're paying MVS.
I don't want to. I he'd be
Yeah,
the same.
and
I bet
when I see that, I like it a lot less.
Ever since,
I bet his production would be a lot better than MVS during the regular season anyways.
but what I'm saying is Moody's problem is since 2021, all his numbers have done is gotten worse. He's played less games. He's done less on the field. Obviously, Justin Fields and Eberflus have not been great, but
Mooney's worth about 10 mil. Yeah, sure. Maybe. Okay. Who else? I mean, Mike Evans would be great, but he's probably going to get more than 10 mil a year.
I agree,
Like,
and that's
we're
where
gonna have to go. And I
I don't.
think we've seen that we don't need to break the bank on wide receivers.
I agree.
Super Bowls. We had Juju and then a rookie be our number one receivers like the past 2 years when we won championships. Like I don't think we need to go out and like try
Yeah,
to get somebody as expensive as Mike Evans, although I would love to have Mike Evans, don't get me wrong.
it might not be a Mike Evans.
A wild Tim appears.
Wild Tim appears. And it might not be Mike Evans. It might be more of a Mark Hollywood Brown. And I probably teeter on going for a Hollywood Brown than a Moody. Just I think the boom is better. I think the bust potential is the same for both of them, but I think the boom potential is higher for Hollywood Brown.
Yeah, and I mean, Mike Evans would be awesome, but it's going to be super expensive, and we're going to get locked in long term.
Yeah, and like with Hollywood Brown, you could probably get him on a 1 or 2 after the last 2 years.
Yeah, I bet you could. I bet you might even be able to with Mooney if you can get somebody in here for a. Well, no, Mooney hasn't gotten like any sort of bag, has he? Like he hasn't gotten a contract.
I can't remember. I can't remember if he signed one
He's-
if he got an
I, thi-
upgrade after that second because he wasn't a first round pick.
I thought he was still on his rookie deal, right?
Contract's got Hollywood March at about 15 a year.
Yes, 20. He joined
Hollywood at
Bears in
15 a year?
2020.
Absolutely not. Nope, never mind. Don't get him.
Who?
Hollywood Brown at 15 million a year. Get the
No,
fuck out of here.
no.
Receivers are getting expensive. Like That's why I just don't think it's
Wait.
super smart to go spend on a receiver right
Wait
now.
for yeah, we don't need wait for that market to come down.
Receiver market's about to reset because a lot of these dudes, like I think teams are about to realize that they've overpaid a lot of guys.
If the Chiefs are going to
Probably
bring,
paid a little too much because there's probably 20 to 25 guys right now that you could, right, not 20 to 25. There's probably 15 to 20 guys that you could argue as being a top 5 wide receiver.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
Wide
complete. The
receiver
market
super deep.
is the market's completely saturated. So I think that you'll be able to get a wide receiver for a decent price.
if you
Yeah,
sign
And
him
one,
before Justin Jefferson signs his deal.
I mean, but most of these guys ain't Justin Jefferson. Like you can't.
Yeah, but he's going to change the average. You know, it's going to raise the average for everybody.
We'll see what happens there. I mean, he might. There might be.
I,
But I think a lot of these dudes aren't going to get what they think.
True. I
Same.
mean, I think that's the case every year. You get a
I
bunch of guys
I
that
don't.
value themselves way higher than teams do.
Yeah, I don't think Hollywood Brown's getting 15 a year.
No.
I kind of smell a a holdout coming from Jamar Chase.
You think Jamar?
I think he's gonna hold. I think he's gonna rake them over the fucking coals.
Oh, he's gonna get a bunch of money, dude. He's gonna wait until Jay Jettis signs
Think
the deal
I think
before he does.
yeah. I think he's gonna play hardball and squeeze every goddamn dollar he can.
Oh, dude. I mean, that I don't know why they're bringing T Higgins along for one last ride, or they're trading him. I mean,
they are. No,
there's
I
no
think
way
they.
he's getting a long term deal in Cincinnati.
Yeah, I think they're bringing, which is dumb because you got to get something for him. If you're a franchise that's having to think long term because you've got a quarterback who you think like as long as he's around, we have a window, so we need to keep.
Yeah.
With T Higgins, aren't you? Shouldn't you be? Oh man, we this is okay. Shouldn't you be like, let's get something for him. Let's get some draft picks for him.
That's probably what
Let's
this is.
maybe they're gonna do a tag and trade, right? We don't know.
But
They could still be looking for trade
absolutely not
partners.
interested in
We'll
paying
see.
a receiver valued at 18 million per year at 21 and a half. Not a fan of that.
Well,
I
and
don't.
yeah, like Bengals Twitter is in full on civil war right now.
Over T Higgins
Oh, T Higgins, yeah.
and
Keep
just
him,
like,
drop him.
Like,
I mean,
well, number one, like all the fans that are for trading him, they all think they're going to get a number one in return.
probably
That's
not.
no, they 100% not.
You might get a two. I bet you get two.
Anybody yeah, a 2 is reasonable, and it's not. It's probably going
two.
to be like a 2 and a 3.
I would say 2 and a 5 is what I was thinking.
Ooh, I was about to say, yeah, and probably not a two
2 and
and
a
a
3 is
three.
better than a 1. For some teams, I mean, Philadelphia or Kansas City, they're like
But I mean, it'll be like a 2 in next year's 3. It won't be.
Probably not the
a
same draft.
conditional, probably a pick with conditions.
Yeah.
Like we're not
But
going to give you a third round pick if he walks after 1 year, but if we re-sign him, it upgrades to a third.
But it's just it's so funny. Like these same fans that are say, "Don't you dare trade T Higgins, ride or die T Higgins," are the same ones that are complaining about their offensive line every year.
Yeah,
dude, I know.
Guys,
Why are you so worried about paying T Higgins? You have a number one wide receiver. You need to worry about locking up Jamar Chase. That's what your worry
well,
needs to
because
be.
they're
You also
quietly.
still have Tyler Boyd.
Oh, he's
Like
free agent this year. Tyler
Tyler
Boyd's
Boyd's
also on the
also a
market.
free agent this
Yeah,
year.
they need to keep one of the two. I would probably try to keep Boyd. He'd probably be easier.
Probably gonna be cheaper.
And
Like you don't need,
longer
but
there.
still, like you don't. Okay, you have a number one. Like you have a great number one wide receiver. You don't need to even have another one if your quarterback is what you say he is. Like if your quarterback is what you think he is, then maybe get some guys to protect him so he can throw because he is a pocket passer. He needs some guys to protect him.
I mean, the last
He
couple of years,
not saying he can't get out of the pocket and move a little. He can, but like
in their defense, the Bengals have spent a good amount of money on their offensive line. They've just not spent it wisely.
yeah,
Like that in defense of Paul, in defense of them, they've spent the money.
that's
They
true.
brought in,
They got a right
Daniel
tackle, a left
Collins.
tackle,
They brought in fucking Orlando Brown.
Orlando Brown.
They
Yeah,
fucking drafted
okay.
guys in the first round. It has just all been the wrong decisions. Like,
Get better at finding O line.
yeah, you got to find better talent evaluators for that spot. I mean, they evaluate talent very well for other positions, obviously.
They're
Yeah,
currently salivating over Willie Gay.
and yeah, I was about to say they also need to spend on their defense. Like you need to shore up that defense. 'Cause,
Which I like Willie Gay, but he's not going to be the kickstart you guys think.
He's not as franchise.
Locker room will be fine, but I don't think that's a problem for the Bengals anyway.
No, they have a good locker.
no, and we'll be with Nick Bolton. That's who we need to keep. Obviously there.
And we got Chanel.
Ooh, yeah, Chanel's looking good.
Yeah, Chanel
He's
had
developing. He's developing nicely.
A10.
Developing.
Twinsies.
Wow, same hats. Look at you guys.
We're cute.
Yep.
I
Mine
got it.
finally came.
We'll get to see FAU this year.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll get
maybe
to
a little more, right? Hopefully,
Which that he's one of the ones I'm really excited to see.
you know.
Well, because Dana's not
Um,
going to be there. Charles Ameni, who's probably might start the year on the IR.
How about
Yeah,
we
now it's-
do we get a little off track with the wide receiver thing?
we were
What about okay?
Don't we get off track?
Calvin
Alright, so-
Ridley.
Yeah,
Calvin
I
Ridley?
like
Calvin
Calvin
Ridley.
Ridley. I mean, because I doubt that he gets brought back.
I would like Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, I actually kind of like Calvin Ridley more than Mike Evans or Darnell Mooney.
Yeah.
And, all of
Michael Pittman, if the Colts for some reason don't keep him around, like I don't. I don't know if we can afford him
Well,
though.
I-
Michael Pittman
Yeah,
probably get a little.
they're valuing him at 22.7 a year.
Yeah, I was about to say he's probably gonna get a lot more.
And I don't think
Calvin Ridley's at 17.1. That's not a bad value.
I like Calvin Ridley because I think he's going to have more production
Hmm.
each year. Because I mean,
Him next to Rice, that'd be great.
M Rice with Kelsey there.
It's not to like.
Watts.
Fox said Jay Jettis is up for trade, probably.
That's we
Yeah,
can.
like you're gonna all those values are
How much do you think Tyler Boyd would want?
probably a little low.
Hey Tyler, come over here. Watch what's down.
I don't know if we'd be the team Tyler would sign with.
Why not? Why not?
Yeah, I mean Spot Track's like that's one of the only receivers they say is not a good team. Is not one of the best team fits for us. They're saying he's 8.7.
8 point. That's perfect. Tyler Boyd, 8.7.
They're projecting him on a 3-year 26.1 deal.
At that type of deal, he's probably staying in Cincinnati.
Come on over. Come on. No, they just tagged T. Higgins.
To trade him. They have no intention of paying T Higgins long term
Well, the other thing is like
unless they plan to keep him and let Jamar
Tyler
go.
Boyd, like that's the exact same role that Rasheed Rice fills for us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh, Juwan Jennings is a free agent. We just saw how good he was, right?
yeah, that would be a nice one.
He looked really nice, Juwan Jennings. And
Juwan
I don't how much is he projected to get, huh? Probably not a huge amount.
I would take Juwan Jennings. He was fucking pissing me off in the Super Bowl, and he had that nasty move in
dude.
overtime.
He was great.
I think he's probably going to resign.
Probably.
How are they gonna how is San Fran gonna afford all those guys?
I'm
So they
looking at
never
the
pay a
top. I'm looking at the
quarterback.
top 11 or the top 10.
Yeah, well, they do
What?
now, but
They're not paying Purdy.
they only got Purdy 2 more. They only got Purdy 2 more years on that
And guess what
contract.
they'll do? They'll spend the last pick of the draft on a fucking quarterback, and they'll make him look like a fucking Pro Bowl, All Pro
Look, dude,
quarterback too.
they got lucky with Purdy because we saw what happened when they tried to pick a dude at number 1 or in the first round. Anyway, sorry.
It's
Number
almost more
Or they'll
believable.
get Baker Mayfield on some cheap ass deal, or
It's almost more. Baker's seeking. He wants a market deal right now. No, like I think it's more believable that Trey Lance was the outlier to all of this because I mean they made Jimmy Garoppolo look good. CJ Beathard didn't look bad for him. Nick Mullins looked
Trey
pretty.
Lance must be fucking terrible.
Yeah, I think that because I mean Jimmy G looked better than him. You know.
Yeah, there's like can you throw the ball to a wide open spot on the field?
well,
Yeah, I don't even see Jennings listed as one of the top wide receiver targets. So I think he's probably.
oh, he's a restricted free agent.
There you go.
Okay.
Let's just trade for
So
Jay
the 49ers
Jettis.
can play one of the
Sure, we
few
can't
times
afford-
I also
I
don't hate.
know.
I mean, I know we hate this name in Kansas City, but I don't hate Gabe Davis.
He's a nice deep threat. He can
That's
maybe
what
do
that's what
MVS's
we
role.
need.
He can maybe do MVS's role better.
Yeah.
if he runs the right routes. We see him run the wrong routes regularly in the
Well,
situation.
he'll have a better quarterback who can
True.
guide him a little better, maybe.
There's that.
I don't hate Gabe Davis.
They've got him valued at 13.6.
I think that's too high for him.
A little too high.
I
How
don't
about
like,
Curtis Samuel? Anybody? Is
I
that
like Curtis Samuel. I think that he would be more that we don't bring back Hardman.
can't be worth that much, right?
11.5.
Yeah,
We could talk him down to 10 for a ring. Get that ring discount. The ring discount.
we'll see on that. I mean,
I guess it depends on if it's these guys' first bag or not.
he's
If you've been paid, you take a discount. If you haven't been paid yet in your career, you don't take a discount.
yeah.
Kind of how it goes.
Curtis Samuel's
For a
more
ring.
like a number 3 level though.
Yeah, he's like he's not
I'm
gonna
just saying we don't need a number one. Like we don't need a number one. That's not where our focus needs to be
let's
as
get
far as free
why not-
agency
Why
goes.
not just trade Washington for McLaurin? Scary Terry. Why not do that?
We don't have a
Is it-
ton. We don't have a ton of draft picks this year.
You know,
But also
mm,
Terry McLaurin's coming off a down year. They got a new regime in there who maybe they want to collect some more picks and they want to get a receiver that can develop with the quarterback they're going to draft.
what's he getting
Get
paid
that
right
ex-
now?
What's that?
What's he getting paid right now?
He's on it. He just got a contract. Sneaky's probably going to be quicker at finding it than I am.
On what?
Terry McLaurin's contract. He signed a 3-year, $68.3 million contract. That
How many years? I'm sorry. 3 years, 68.
3-year, 68.
Yeah, almost 23 a year.
That's
But-
a lot.
But that's all. It's so base
Mm.
salary for this year's 15, with a 5 million signing bonus, 2 million roster bonus.
If they eat some of that, sure.
Yeah, and then and then 2025 you have guaranteed monies, but then you can get out 2026 he's just off the books, I think.
All right. Well, it's a lot.
And that's when he'll be 30. I mean, it'd be
And again, first things first. Chris
But-
Jones, right? Can we all agree that Chris Jones needs to get re-signed?
agreed.
First thing first,
It's Jones and then Snead.
and then Snead.
I'm just saying that
Jones and then Snead.
yes. I don't think Snead's coming back. I've talked myself into
Yeah, I have a feeling
know.
that it's not going to play on the cap.
yeah.
I know it's his look, Chris Jones, you gotta take a discount. Just gotta take a discount, man. Just please take a discount. We paid you once. You could please just take a discount, man. Three
He's
in a
not,
row.
he's not taking a discount.
Yeah, no,
Just sign like a smaller like 2-year deal or something, and you get out of it and go get paid a lot of money. I don't know.
not happening, bro.
Just take a little discount, just a little bit,
Probably not gonna happen, bro. The cap just went up $30 million. That's not
just a
helpful.
little bit of discount, and then Snead, we can pay you. We'll have to pay you a bunch of money. You haven't been paid yet. We'll pay you a bunch of money.
We won't.
Chris, just take a little bit of discount.
Hmm.
Or just don't ask for more than you already are getting because you're getting so much. So
But that's another one. Like I feel like we've got to get some value back on that.
Jones, I mean, of
We've
course.
got to tag and trade with Snead.
Oh, Snead, yeah. Yeah, you got to tag and trade.
whichever one you're not going to sign, you got to tag him.
Just tag him and play it out.
Do what?
Tag and play out the situation. He's not going to hold out for the whole season. Snead, he wouldn't do that.
He could.
Then
That'd be a bad idea.
bye
Yeah,
bye.
he's thought of as one of the top two
That-
corners in the NFL.
That's a bad idea.
Yeah, he's not going to sit out a year. He's not going to go Le'Veon Bell it.
Look, if we can get him to just a 3-year deal, Get us to McDuffie's rookie year, or sorry, off his, the end of his rookie deal. 3-year deals. That's what corners usually sign, right? 3-year deals for a corner.
I mean,
Super normal.
probably. I mean, you're
What did he
realistically
want?
getting 3-year deals. The days of like the 7-year contracts are long gone,
Well,
except for
a sure
quarter.
quarterback.
Yeah.
A sure quarterback.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. I'm more excited about the draft, I think, than free agency. I think realistically, that's where we're gonna see. We're gonna see one big move in the free agency, and the rest is gonna be in the draft.
What
Other
maybe
than keeping our own, other
you
than
mean one big addition in free
Yeah.
agency,
one big addition in free agency, and then the rest is gonna be
resigns and draft
Really,
picks.
I'm really excited to see where Derrick Henry ends up.
yeah.
That'll be interesting.
If he ends up in Dallas, that team is scary as fuck.
What if he ends up in Baltimore? That team's scary as fuck.
He could. I just don't.
I know,
I don't know that. I just don't think they need him.
but if they had him.
And if they had him, it really feels like it's going to be Dallas to me.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
For who?
Henry,
Derrick Henry.
You know, Jerry Jones he loves to pay a running back.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
And
yeah,
I don't care if the rest of the league don't do it. I'll do it.
I'll do
I'll
it.
pay you.
He's just mad that he wasn't able to pay Adrian Peterson at one point.
Oof. Yeah, well,
I mean, Derrick Henry in an offense that can throw the ball,
ooh, scary.
That is
Really
scary.
like where he doesn't have to be the center.
Oh, but how much longer do you think Derrick Henry has it for?
And also, he also has
Who knows? Like that dude.
Tony.
I think that dude has like 3 times as many carries as anyone in the NFL.
I know. It's got a lot. That's a lot of wear and tear.
Tony, but then if he goes to Dallas, he'd also be playing with Tony Pollard, who we've seen is one of the best complementary backs in football. Whenever he
Tony Pollard should get better again,
awesome.
maybe.
Tony Pollard was awesome whenever he had Zeke, and then whenever he was
Zeke.
the focal point, he sucked.
Yeah. No, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
so he should get better.
Yeah, he would get better with that, and it, yeah, would help probably extend Derrick Henry.
You think they'd spend they'd spend again on a running back?
I don't-
Man, I'm trying to
I
find.
don't know that Derrick Henry would command a ton.
I saw
Because, like you said, of
some
all
crazy ass stat about Derrick Henry. Like Derrick Henry had like 1,200 carries in college,
oh, I believe it, and in high school too.
which is, yeah. And then high school, he had like another 800, 900 carries, all before he got to the NFL.
Jesus, man.
That dude just still going. Like
Still going.
I haven't like
That's what you worry about.
He slowed down a little last year, but that offense was dog shit. Like everybody
I mean,
knew
one
that
thing-
it was going to Derrick Henry,
One thing in Derrick Henry's
and they still
that's
really
helped
stuck.
him. That's been an advantage for him was that his first 2 to 3 years, DeMarco Murray was also the lead running back. Like he was a complimentary back the first 2 to 3 years.
Yeah. I remember when Derrick Henry was that guy who would just all of a sudden have like a 200-yard rushing game,
On
like
5
twice
carries.
a season or so, and then do like nothing else the rest of the year.
Yeah, so I think that helped. Because right as he got into the NFL, he finally got a little bit of a break. To where, instead of carrying the ball 300 times a game for Alabama, he was only carrying it, not a game, a year. He was carrying it 100 times in 2 years.
Okay, guys, we gotta do the Eagles rumors / news that's going on. A team full of drama. You love to see it. Not if you're an Eagles fan. I like the Eagles, but the drama's fun. I'm here for the drama. Okay. So, what are these rumors that are happening with the coaching and the people not being so happy with the coaching? You guys want
I mean,
to
there's been a lot of talk about
AJ
AJ Brown, is what it's a lot of it circulating around about his
Mm.
demeanor. And that AJ Brown doesn't want to be there. AJ Brown keeps reiterating that he wants to be in Philadelphia.
All
The
right.
levels of sincerity behind it, I don't know. I don't know his levels of sincerity.
Mhm.
Come at me, Sneaky. Don't you dare come at me. I don't know.
No,
I mean,
I actually believe that. I think he wants to be there too.
I think that he wants to be there. I believe that there is not an issue between him and Jalen Hurts, but you see a lot of, obviously, I believe that some of this stuff is probably true, but there's a lot of stuff that comes out that you're just like, dude, there's no fucking way. Like, there's a lot of shit like the defensive player sitting in the corner, led by Fletcher Cox, talking negatively on Jalen Hurts' contract and stuff like that.
No,
That's not happening. That's a whip. That's what I'm talking about. WIP.
Okay, that
There's
probably didn't
there's a
happen.
huge faction in Philadelphia all over Twitter that hates Twitter X, whatever you want to call it, that really hates WIP right now. And it started by AJ Brown. He's actually called them out, and people in Philadelphia are following because they do this with all the athletes in Philadelphia. You're a big name athlete, the media is going to attack you. They did it to Ben Simmons, you saw, rightfully so, but they attacked him. But they do it to very critical up there in Philadelphia, and it comes from the media.
Sure, no, well, that's Philadelphia media. I mean, that's not like a secret or anything. But
Yes,
yeah,
but the
that's
fans
what they
have
do.
started turning on that media because
Okay, well, that's
dude, you're
cool.
costing us fucking players. You cost us
That's good.
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, that's good on the fans. I mean, the fans are also a little rowdy too, but
They are.
no,
They are, but a lot of players actually say they love the fans. It's the media that bothers them.
all right, fair enough. What about the other rumors about with the coaching and the stuff?
Oh, that stuff I have absolutely no idea. That's the stuff I'm like, some of it's probably true, but all of it's probably not true.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
You probably got a good amount of it, like the Big
What-
Dom stuff. Probably true.
What
Seems
are the rumors there?
Sneaky
You
knows
wanna
more
go-
about those than I.
the rumors there that Big Dom was his, like, I guess, I don't know how to put it. He's the guy that would calm him down.
I mean,
You're the one who would
I mean,
watch over the coach.
Yeah,
yeah, which is fine. I mean, we see Sean McVay has a guy that literally is employed just to hold him from running onto the field.
What is Big Dom's role?
He's
And
like the
what?
head of security.
Okay,
He's head of like player security. You know,
player security.
that's why
Okay, and he was he the one that got thrown out of a game or something like that?
yeah, he got thrown out for
Okay.
getting punched, but
Uh-huh.
getting a player to punch him.
actually banned from the sidelines after that.
Yeah,
Oh, he was banned from the sidelines.
he was. He
Yeah,
was banned.
That was the Chiefs game.
And then that is what brought on this because after the Chiefs game, they did look a lot different.
It was a
Well, you had Buffalo like the next week where you
that's all right.
squeaked out that victory in overtime, and then
That's when news started coming out about Sirianni and his players having friction.
What?
so
It was Greenlaw that threw the punch at Big Dom. That's the player that.
Was it the Niners game? I thought it was. the
oh
Chiefs.
man, I love it.
There's a
There's
reason. Listen, I wasn't rooting for his injury, but I don't like Green. I was not a big fan of Greenlaw because every time I watch him, he gets thrown out of. Okay.
There's been just a lot of rumors with Nick Sirianni and how the team he handles the team, how the team likes him or not. I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll
We
find
will
out.
find it this year. It
This
does
is-
feel like
This is your Chip Kelly year.
this is make or break.
This is your Chip Kelly year, bro. Like,
So, I mean,
do with it.
and two more coordinators, right? Like this will be your third offensive and defensive coordinator in 3 years, right? In so many years. So, we'll see how it does. With Kellen Moore, maybe.
It
Maybe.
feels like, listen, it does not feel to me like, guys, it does not feel to me like Nick Sirianni the last 2 years has chosen. It doesn't feel like this year he's choosing his offensive and defensive coordinator.
Maybe not.
It feels like he chose them last year, and the organization is now saying, you have lost the ability to do that for yourself. Well, here are the people we have chosen for you. That is what these hires more feel like, because these aren't the people that I'm like,
I don't know if can you do that with Nick Sirianni though? Because what if they don't get along with Nick Sirianni? Like, what if Nick Sirianni and then butt heads and like it's gonna be a very interesting year for the Eagles. Like this could be an all-time like shit show in Philadelphia.
I hope not. I hope not.
I hope not either.
want that.
I hope not either. The drama though will be a little fun.
I think
I
it'll be good. I think they're going to surprise people.
Look,
I do.
I cheer for them. I definitely
We're gonna
do.
surprise people
Until
because
they're playing the Chiefs, I cheer for him, but
Well,
I'm still trying to figure it out because Sirianni doesn't call the offense or defense. He didn't design the offense or defense. So what does
he
he
didn't
do?
bring in an offense. He
What
didn't
does
bring in.
he do exactly?
well, he's smarter at collecting money than we are, apparently.
I mean, there's a lot of head coaches that
Yeah, I mean,
do that.
there's a lot
Jim
of
Harbaugh doesn't really.
there's a
like,
lot of coaches historically that didn't call plays. It's old school.
Yeah,
He
they
brings the
manage
philosophy,
the team.
He calls timeouts.
Yeah, and in situational football, hey, that
and he
situational
yells at
football is
refs.
important.
He yells at refs better than the rest.
He yells at refs. I
And
don't.
he yells at players. He don't care. He doesn't discriminate. Fans, fuck you too. Nick
Mhm.
Sirianni is
Anybody can get
not
it.
going to hold back.
Yeah, watch
Money,
out.
money well spent.
You on your
We'll
you
see.
on your own tennis court. Look out! Here comes Nick Sirianni.
We'll see. It's
Be a
just gonna
child.
be
You want to be a Giants fan in New York? How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you? Nick Sirianni's on the block, dude. Nick Sirianni on the block, and you a Giants fan in New York? You piece of shit. You low life scum.
slap him around.
Love it.
Hey, we didn't talk about the Chiefs signing Matt Araiza this week.
Oh, we did. The Chiefs saying Manorazza. We should talk about that. That's cool.
Yeah.
Good for him. That he, like had his first chance taken from him, and he hopefully gets a good second chance with a Super Bowl team.
Yeah,
Dude's got a highlight reel of 70-plus-yard punts.
yeah, that could really. This could be a huge signing for the Chiefs. This could absolutely be
Yeah,
monsters.
dude. Where he went to like Arizona State, maybe, and he was like their
San
star
Diego.
athlete or their star football player.
But apparently he's got his problem is accuracy. He's not like he doesn't know how to not kick it 80 yards.
Yeah, but he
He
did
can't.
win the kicking job for the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to you can't cast that kind of power aside without trying to mold it.
Yeah, you do need control.
Like you can coach accuracy more than you can power.
And we will miss Tommy Townsend.
Yeah, but
Thank
Tommy
you, Tommy. You did great. I appreciate you.
is amazing punter.
I wish you'd come back, but you could probably make a lot of money elsewhere. And you got 2 rings, so it's not like you need to stick around to ring chase, and you're punter. So I don't make that
Right.
money.
You're gonna go make a lot of money on recognition.
Hey, who's gonna play? Like Tommy Townsend was probably our second best quarterback on our team last year. Who?
How did we sign Gabbert to a multi-year deal, or was he on a 1-year deal?
1 year, I believe.
Thank God. Please let him go. Just let him walk. Please go elsewhere, Gabbert.
He was no Chad Henne. I'll tell you that.
Not at all. Not
No
inspiring.
Chad Henne.
Yeah, no, I didn't like what I saw from Gavin.
Me either. I would have rather ran.
I mean, we might not. I don't know who's out there. The problem is like even number 2 quarterbacks are pretty fucking expensive.
They are. A good one is. Gabbert probably does come back logically.
I've heard rumors of Zach Wilson. Yeah. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
Andy Reid. So
Because who does Zach Wilson wants to play like Patrick Mahomes? That backyard
doesn't.
style.
Well, I
He wants
mean,
to do that, but
Zach Wilson wants to learn how to throw a football.
yeah, you can want to do a lot of
I
things.
agree.
Like
He can want to do a lot of things. So
can
that's
want
why it's
to-
interesting.
Zach Wilson wants to make the right decisions.
I think it's going to be Drew Lock.
he's gonna come
I
home.
think that'd be super expensive too.
It'll be
I hope not.
Drew Lock that expensive. Come on. Wow.
Like,
Drew Lock's going to come get off a ring with his hometown team as a backup.
like I said, any number 2 quarterback these days, like people over like, especially after last season, people realized like how valuable that backup quarterback is.
And I guess that's true. Half of them got hurt. So
Jake Browning might get overpaid. The Bengals would actually be smart to bring him back.
They would. I could see him
mean-
coming back to the Bengals. I think Flacco might be back.
It's not like none of the teams with a backup quarterback ultimately did anything. So don't pay him too much. Jeez.
Whose situation do you think is worse, the Browns or the Broncos?
Whoever it's the
Oh,
Browns.
dude. Okay. Can we talk about the Broncos situation? With their quarterback, and what should the Broncos do with their quarterback situation? Should they? Should they?
I actually. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, should they get rid of Russ or try to trade? I mean, if they can trade him, but nobody's going to take on that contract, right? So, do you really sit him? Do you have a better option?
And that's the thing. Like you're going to be hard pressed to find a trade partner for that contract.
Yeah.
And
Russ might be talked into going less,
you're
but
you're
it's
not
Russell.
just gonna. You're also going to be hard pressed to find an actual replacement.
They have
Like
the
Russell Wilson,
draft,
we know
right?
Russ isn't what he used to be or looked like in Seattle, but he's also better than most backups still.
I think they take a quarterback in the draft.
I do too. I just don't know that they're
But
drafted enough to take a day one guy.
But I think they'll also bring back Jarrett Stidman.
oh, how inspiring.
Well,
Um,
total rebuild.
who because by the time you get to them, they've fallen far enough in the draft where they're
Yeah.
picking at like 12 or 13. They're not going to get one of those top guys.
No, they're getting the 4th quarterback.
Maybe even the 5th.
Deshaun Watson was the 12th pick in the draft.
I know, and Lamar Jackson was the 30th or 31st or some shit like that. Like it, or the last pick, maybe. I don't remember.
I mean, they could hit on their guy, but I don't know that they're in a position where they can count on hitting on that guy.
No. So honestly, like I sure have competition in the offseason, see if you can find somebody that is, but
Yeah,
like everybody's so like gung ho that just Russell Wilson won't be a Bronco next year or won't play for, be their starting quarterback. And it's like,
Might be Bo Nix.
who else?
I actually feel better about the Broncos' position now than I did, say, midway through the year. Just because, I mean, having Russell Wilson, he wasn't god awful. Like
Yeah.
people act like he threw 30 interceptions last year. I mean,
Yeah.
He did start playing careful with it. Like
it's like 20-8.
he did start kind of padding his stats or protecting his stats anyways. Once he knew it was kind of over with, I think, like make him look a little better, maybe be more tradable. But he, yeah, wasn't great,
Yeah.
but he's still better than
Like having
most of what you're gonna find.
and a rookie sit behind him is not like it's kind of a pretty good situation.
Yeah, get a rookie, let him sit for a year. Why not?
You're gonna have to eat that money.
Yeah.
And maybe Russ would be nice to him. Russ understands he's going to get his money. And that's all the money he's going to get in the NFL because he ain't getting signed again.
Good sign.
But
Like the smart thing for the Broncos this year is just to sit and kind of build through the draft this year with the cap going up for everybody. That fucked a lot of teams that were planning on going on spending sprees because a lot of those free agents they thought were going to be there are not going to be there now. So
Oh.
I just don't. This would be a pretty smart year for them to not spend a bunch in free agency. Try and build through the draft, trade away basically anybody you can. I think short of Cortland Sutton, and even he could be on the table.
Yeah, I mean, I was about to say you could trade him too if you get the right shit for him, man. Like you are in total rebuild mode, and especially with the contract that your quarterback is, he's eating a lot of your cap. So you might as well just go young and
Yeah. As well. And at the end of the day, fuck them.
yeah. Well, yeah, naturally, but
Fuck them. I don't care.
we're trying to talk about him as like a football team, trying to be a little I just thought it was interesting the situation of like how bad that poorly things ended with Russell Wilson, but like he's still under contract with you and can't trade him, and you really don't have a better option at quarterback either way. Like, so we
Yeah.
could see Russell Wilson start for the Broncos still next year. I'm saying.
Possible.
Well, he says he wants 2 more Super Bowls in 5 years, so they
Okay.
should keep him.
Well,
Who?
Russ,
He wants what?
2 more Super Bowls in 5 years.
yeah.
Where's he
He's
gonna
gonna.
There
Maybe he meant tickets. I don't know.
you go. He
Yeah,
can,
Roger Goodell let him sit in the press box again and salivate
yeah, he can certainly sit in the stands for some Super Bowls.
watching Patrick Mahomes play. I'm sure.
Why not?
I love
All
that.
right.
2-5. Shut the fuck up. I tell you, Russ, you name the team you want to go to that's not the Chiefs. Have at it.
He's
It's
like,
not gonna happen.
he's like, I think I would be perfect on the 49ers.
Nope.
I think I could elevate them to the next level that they're missing.
Could you imagine? Oh my God, there'd be meltdown in San Francisco. Oh, dude, they would fucking die, and I wouldn't blame them.
Oh man.
Dude, give him any team.
No, yeah.
Doesn't
How-
move Russ at all.
I mean,
I mean,
Give him prime Jerry Rice and Randy Moss.
anybody could work with that.
yeah.
Russ could do some things with that. Russ could do some things with that. Anybody can.
Prime of both of them, yeah, that would be dangerous, dog.
What about the Steelers? I know that they said they stick with what they got, but people say all sorts of things right now, right? Teams don't want you to know what they're
They're
doing.
playing coy. They are not sticking with what they fucking got. There's
Right.
no fucking way.
So do you think that Russ would be a decent fit, but I don't think the Steelers would spend that money on him, right?
I mean, but if Russ gets cut by the Broncos, you don't have to give him shit because the Broncos will be paying him. And
Yeah.
anything that you pay him will be taken out of what the Broncos owe him anyway.
I think there's no way that Mike Tomlin sits back and watches the exact same shit happen that's happened the last
Yeah,
2
he's
years.
smart enough to know better.
Come on.
Like that's watching watching the Steelers the last couple of years gives me a lot of respect for head coaches because I would have blown my fucking brains out watching that football. Good God. And you and he decided to come back for a third year of that? I don't think so.
Dude, the Steelers, like, you're supposed to be like this. You got 6 Super Bowls, right? You're not supposed to settle for mediocrity. Why? What are we doing? Find somebody that is an upgrade from Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. You can do it. I know you can.
I mean, they're very possibly going to draft a quarterback too.
You always put yourself late enough in the draft that you can't really get one of the top
exact same
guys.
situation. You're going to get maybe Bo Nix is available at 20 if the Broncos and Raiders pass on quarterbacks.
They're gonna have to do something they also don't like to do, and that's like maybe make a big trade to move up in the draft. Steelers.
I don't see them doing that. Like you said, they don't like making those moves.
I know.
You can't have a stat like Ben Roethlisberger has thrown the most touchdowns for the Steelers over the last 3 years.
Yeah, that's rough.
But I mean, you gotta do something there, Steeltown, Irontown, whatever Yins need to do something.
They do.
Kenny
Like
Pickett was like 13 or 14 career touchdowns.
13.
Yeah, Joe Flacco came in and threw that many in the last 5 weeks. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't know. Anyways, how about these fun new baseball uniforms? Tim, what's up
Oh
with them
yeah.
baseball uniforms?
Well,
The
Fanatics
MLB.
took over and completely destroyed them.
Yeah, is that what happened?
Yeah, like if you look at the Mariners, instead of like having an actual sewn patch, it's now just like, I don't know, whatever. Like
These are on the players' jerseys, not just the shit you
yeah,
see.
this is the players' jerseys.
They're still sewn on though, right?
No.
No,
They're like They're like
The
vinyl.
letter-
Printed?
The
Yeah.
letters on
print-
the back are crooked.
Yeah, they're and they're doing this like full U shape almost instead of, and their letters are smaller.
Are smaller. I did see how they're
Some
just
of the
tiny.
numbers are small, and they just
The same
I
shit they
don't
did.
know. They just look terrible.
I've seen some of them that got shipped out to fans who bought them. The numbers are, it's like
Yeah.
number 10 and it's like this, and they're like, dude, what the fuck?
The pants are see through.
Pants are see-through. How about that?
The
Have we got some good
pants,
shots of that? Anybody?
There has been one. I
Yeah, if
saw
you
I
wanna-
saw one. I don't remember whose it was. It
If you want to
was
edit some
Wiener, though.
crotch shots right into the video there, P, and just
I'll-
get some.
Try to find them, but I also feel like we should respect their privacy on that. I know the MLB's not, but
I mean, okay, put a bar over it. We'll put a bar.
That was the best one I saw. Was the one of Harper hitting a home run, and they just have a sensor bar just waving around.
a lot of what I saw, they are see through, but a lot of them, because they tuck in their shirt the way they tuck it in, you're seeing their under. You're
Yeah,
seeing
you're seeing their undershirt for sure.
and it's blocking. It luckily is long enough to where it hangs down.
Yeah, I like the thing is players hate these fucking uniforms too. Like they're not comfortable. I guess they're made out of cheap material. So I think what players got to do is start like really accentuating the dong when they go out.
Really? Yeah.
Like really make sure the cameras see a dong.
Are these just the spring training?
Oh, these are the full fucking uniforms.
I don't see him switching them.
They got
I
to.
mean,
They're not like Fanatics has a stranglehold on the uniform market.
they do, but well, a lot of times though, it's not
You know,
Fanatics who's making the clothes. It's just Fanatics that's selling them.
No, it's Fanatics that's manufacturing them.
This is their Nike.
No, that Nike shit, like it's all run through Fanatics. Like Nike's got a licensing deal, but the manufacturing runs through Fanatics. Like look into Fanatics, man. They've got a fucking stranglehold on it on the
They
market.
do. Like, I mean, I know all of like the NFL shop and MLB and like most of it all goes through Fanatics, but I didn't think Fanatics was the one actually making the shit.
Yeah, that's why the NFL like
The
there's
NFL
really-
ones have gotten worse.
there's no difference between the ones you get in stores and the Chinese knockoffs. There's no difference.
No.
And yet, like you like they did it to the NFL uniforms first. You saw how the nameplates are smaller, the numbers are smaller now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can go get my Manning and my Mahomes right now, and you can see the difference. Like that Manning nameplate is massive. The numbers are huge.
Yeah.
Like they basically shrunk the NFL jerseys down in the size of t-shirts.
Yeah, it's not
Sad.
great.
Sad state of affairs when our, sports uniforms are just going downhill.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. But they should accentuate the dong. Really, just let them
Yeah. I mean,
Accentuate the dong.
definitely.
make them change it.
Protest.
Yeah.
make them change that shit.
Tuck their shirt.
I mean,
around.
you would think that like, okay, in baseball though, wearing a cup is kind of like pretty standard a lot of time, or it used to be. I don't know how many baseball players don't wear cups, but
I think only the catcher does, and even then, sometimes they don't.
it used to
I
be.
never wore mine, so
Football players don't wear them anymore.
No, I know with football it's not, but baseball it used to definitely be a thing because like you could get hit, like you could take a ground ball to the nuts pretty easily. Like certain positions, maybe not. Catchers gotta wear 'em. Like you just have to wear them if you're a catcher.
But I mean, the catcher, like their gear goes down and
No. You gotta wear it if you're a catcher. Wear a cup. Wear that gear.
Yeah,
ain't-
you don't want to take that chance.
do not. I've seen balls bounce up under that gear. Like
I showed up to play goal one day and I forgot my cup at home.
Oh,
I went ahead and played, and sure enough,
yeah.
pretty good cup.
that was not pretty. That was right after we had started playing with a hard puck. We were playing with a plastic ball before.
Ah.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think we did it, boys.
I
we
think so. Super Bowl champs.
Super Bowl champs, as always.
Super Bowl champs.
Dynasty or dynasty.
you the
We're in the
Please.
pantheon.
I got.
Sam's got his Super Bowl.
Timmy.
hell yeah.
Yeah, we still got a ring ceremony to look forward to.
Yeah, dude.
We
We
still
all-
have We still have the final episode of the franchise to look forward to.
So lots to look forward to right now. And as always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video. And come back and watch again next week.
Yeah. Oh yeah, totally.
The dynasties get wild.
Yeah.
Like they're doing 2 episodes at a time.